Yo, what's up guys? Coon Rocket here, and today we are giving some tips on Hyperscape. Some tips and I guess tricks. We're gonna talk about all the weapons that are here. We're gonna kind of put them in categories. We're gonna kind of put them in like what you should probably use if you're new or just not good at the game, and what you should kind of avoid. Keep in mind though, you can use anything you want and be viable, alright? This is your own play style, alright? This is just tips for if you're not doing too good, or maybe, it'll help you, fight more or better, I guess. We're gonna start with weapons, and we're gonna start with the Hexfire. Man, the Hexfire is, I want to say OP, but the only reason it's OP is because of its clip size. Now, its clip size is huge. Alright, you see it's 150 now. Once you max it up, it gets 200. I'm not gonna max it up now though, but it gets to 200 and it gets a damage buff. So yeah, the Hexfire is pretty strong. You can get outgunned by it. Like, you can get outgunned by it by a Harpy, which we'll talk about later, or a Ripper. Alright, you can easily get outgunned by it, but if you're not hitting your shots, the Hexfire is gonna destroy you. Like, hey, look at that. And I could have just kept shooting. You can just keep shooting this gun for days. Alright, we're gonna kind of be done with the Hexfire already, because it's pretty much the meta right now, and everyone's gonna pick it up and instantly be used to it. Next weapon I want to talk about is the Skybreaker. Now, I'm putting all these weapons in the categories, right? And the Skybreaker is one of those weapons I think new people should actually use. A lot of people don't really like the Skybreaker, or just don't really pick it up because it's like an explosion weapon, kind of like these. But I gotta say, out of all the explosion weapons, I gotta say the Skybreaker is the best, and I think it's really, really good. Now, the damage that the Skybreaker does is kind of insane, and I think I might actually level this up later. But one thing I feel like a lot of people don't know is that the Skybreaker does not do as much damage when you're close up to them. Like, you see how close I am to this guy? If I shoot him, reloading, it's gonna barely do any damage, and I think that's what people kind of hate about it. It's not really a good up close gun, but farther away, this gun does pretty decent damage, and that's not even the farthest it can go. Hold on. Alright, I just grabbed a teleport. Now, if you go into like the air or something, need to reload. Look how much area damage that does. This gun is amazing in squads. Alright, shoot it again, switch weapons, and you're ready to go. Now, another thing about this gun is that every time you level it up, the damage goes up, which means it won't do that, kind of puny amount of damage at first. Now, ammo check, it does almost half their health with just one shot from not even that far away, and you can easily finish that off if you have a Hexfire. I've been seeing this Skybreaker and Hexfire combo a lot more, and if you guys want to get some high kill games, that's honestly a good way to do it. Next weapon I want to talk about, the Ripper. Alright, the Ripper melts. 4 hostiles down. Alright, the Ripper is really good. Alright, it can outgun, it can outgun a Hexfire pretty easily if you're hitting your shots. That's why it's very important to aim in this game, because mainly because of the Hexfire. But if you hit all your shots, you're gonna do a bunch of damage with it. Once you max this gun out, the damage increases too. So that means you're going to be doing even more damage. I think, let's see, 18 a headshot? I think you do like 28 a headshot. I know it's at least 20 or more a headshot. So that's a lot of damage. And look how much damage a headshot does now. And like how fast it can melt them. It just destroys them, alright? That's really all I have to say about this gun. Another tip I'd say is, like, more people should hip fire. One thing that not enough people do is hip fire, man. When you're, like, this close to someone, you shouldn't really be aiming down sights, because they're probably going to be jumping around like crazy. You want to kind of get used to hip firing more.
Need to reload.
Yeah, you should definitely start hip firing more. I see so many people aim down sights when they're, like, right here. Which, if they're not moving, yeah, it can work, but if they're moving a lot, hip fire might be a better option. Next gun I want to talk about, though, the Harpy. The Harpy also can outgun the Hex Fire. I feel like that's important to say because the Hex Fire is kind of dominating right now, and I think the only nerf it needs is its clip size. I like its damage. Only nerf it needs is its clip size, I think. So, the Harpy. Another melter up close. It is an SMG, so...
Reload.
Harpy melts, alright? This thing maxed out, it melts also, so it's just like... Headshots, look at this. 10 damage a headshot, right? But it shoots so fast because it's an SMG.
Need to reload.
So that's all you really need to know about the Harpy, is that I think it's a pretty good beginner weapon. Because, I mean... It's pretty easy to use. Up close is probably the best compared to like any other gun. Up close, this gun dominates, alright? I think this is like the best gun to have when it comes to up close. Definitely if you're hitting your shots. So if you're a noob or bot, definitely use this gun and just get better with aiming, honestly. Just get better with aiming.
Okay.
Next gun I want to talk about is this Mammoth right here. This gun... You can tell just from that, it does crazy amounts of damage. The problem with the gun, I think for me, is that if you hit them like this, it does 10 damage. I think you can hit them like right on the side, maybe in the leg, and it does like 5. Yeah, it does 5 damage there. You really want to aim for the body or the head. If you have a gold one, if you get a headshot with the Mammoth, it kills them. Like, there's no surviving it. Only at max level, though. Only at max level will it kill it. If you fuse your weapon all the way to max, it will kill them instantly. So the Mammoth is really, really strong. And I don't know how I feel about it where it's at, but I kind of like it. I kind of hate the whole headshot is an instant kill thing. But, you know, it is a shotgun. Next gun I want to talk about. Next gun I want to talk about is this Riot 1. The Riot 1 is really good. This is the last gun I'm going to talk about when it comes to guns I recommend you having. Besides the sniper, I think people should run the sniper, but I don't think people will as much. So I'm just going to kind of put it in another category that I'm going to put it in. So, people don't use the Riot enough. The Riot is strong as hell, dude. You honestly don't need to aim down sights with this gun all the time. If you get better at tracking, you can just hip fire them the whole time. That's how I use this gun. I literally just hip fire. I don't aim down sights at all. It shoots fast, and this is another weapon where every time you get a fuse, it ups its damage. Alright? So you definitely should be trying to find those fusions for it to get that damage up. I'm actually going to fuse this gun to show you. I don't know how those shots can hit. But, as you see, once it's leveled up, it's a 3-shot, dude. And this gun shoots pretty fast, so you can hurt some people pretty bad. Combined with maybe like a Skybreaker or a Hex Fire, it can be real deadly. That's all I really need to say about that gun. The only thing is that the skill curve for this gun's a little higher. So maybe I wouldn't completely recommend it for noobs or bots, but to be honest, I think you should really get used to the gun. Like, you should try to get used to the gun because it is really good. Onto the guns, I'd say you shouldn't use that much. Now, granted, these guns aren't that bad. I'm going to talk about these first, the Salvo and Komodo, because I don't see many people running it, but they do good damage.
Reload.
They do good damage, alright? It like...
Base weapon acquired.
I feel like I'd rather have a Komodo than a salvo. But the reason I wouldn't recommend this is because these guns are mainly building guns. Like if you're in a like building fighting someone, that's where these guns just dominate. I wouldn't recommend them too much. If you're hitting your shots outside of buildings, that's pretty good, I guess. Like that is doing a good amount of damage to them. Like it does do a good amount of damage. But you guys probably won't like these weapons too much when you pick them up, so I'd recommend just not picking it up for now unless you really like the gun. Next gun I want to talk about that I feel like people shouldn't pick up too much. This is a Dragonfly, but it's okay is the thing. The Dragonfly is good. The problem with the Dragonfly for me is hitting shots. Actually, I didn't notice there's another little crosshair with it. That's weird. But hitting your shots with the Dragonfly can be kind of weird at times. I feel like it's the only gun in the game I can't like consistently hit shots with. But if you can, I honestly would put this in the other category of yeah, noobs and bots should use it, because if you can hit your shots, it does a good amount of damage, like 27 to the head, and this isn't even maxed out, so that's pretty good. It shoots a decent like speed, so yeah, it's not bad, but like aiming with it can be really weird, and I'd rather pick up a Ripper, so it's just like yeah. Next gun, Sniper. Now the Sniper really, honestly, I think it's a pickup. Like, the only problem with the Sniper is I don't usually see people hitting their shots.
Reloading.
That's kind of like it, but the Sniper, if you get this thing maxed out, infusions, one headshot's an instant kill, and let me tell you how fun that is. I'm fine, honestly, with the Sniper being a one headshot, one kill. It's a little bit more damaging to the game knowing that the whole game's hit scan, but I kind of like it like that, so I kind of like the Sniper being a one shot to the head.
Need to reload.
But the shotty's kind of annoying with it. That's all I'm going to really say about the Sniper. You can pick it up if you want or not, you know, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's alright. Next gun I want to talk about, the D-Tap.
Base weapon acquired.
D-Tap is good when it comes to, like, if they're low health and they're running away from you, you have aimbot. Alright, you have a literal aimbot, which I think is kind of a cool addition, that you have a literal aimbot, but it can be annoying at times, definitely when you're low. Like, you don't expect people to run this gun, because the thing is that there's other guns that just out DPS it so much. Even at max level, the gun doesn't do too much damage. It's mainly just the auto aim feature that is really good with it. So I wouldn't recommend picking it up. I'd rather, you know, learn other guns. But if you do wanna, if you are having a problem finishing people off, it is a good gun to pick up. On the hacks, man, hacks are fun in this game. I love the hacks. Alright, I'm going to talk about some main ones I see people use a lot, and I think you guys should be using too. So, first off, I want to actually say something. People are using ball way too much, alright? The thing about ball is, it's fun and cool to play with.
How useful.
But you can get shot out of this so easy. Like, it does not have a lot of health. I always have like a hex fire and I just melt them out the ball. Even with the Riot 1, I think a sniper max just instantly destroys it. And it's not that hard to hit because it's a huge ass ball. So I think people need to calm down running ball, alright. And maybe pick some other options, alright. The hacks I love and a lot of other people love is slam and teleport. Definitely slam. Slam, you know, does damage when you actually slam on them. You can cancel it and, like, shoot them in the air, possibly. Alright.
Have to reload.
It's probably one of the most fun hacks in the game. Then you got teleport, which, I mean, self-explanatory, you know, it makes you teleport. That one's pretty good for maybe, like, getting inside buildings real quick. I usually actually run teleport more than slam, definitely in solos. You guys should definitely be running these, because those are probably the best mobility, like, hacks in the game. Shockwave is good, too.
Hack pinpointed.
It also does damage, and it makes them just fly in the air, and you can honestly just line up your shot and just get some pretty easy good kills sometimes. Or you can just launch yourself in the air, which, yeah, that's pretty useful too. But it's not a hack I pick up too much, but I do pick it up occasionally because it is fun and pretty helpful at times, you know. Next, going back to this section, we're gonna talk about invulnerability. I probably said that really bad, but you know, this really good for if you're getting a crown, good for if you're running away. The ability is good overall, and it's really cheap to use when you have the crown. So yeah, heal. Man, do I want to talk about heal? All right, so like heal. A thing a lot of people don't know about heal is that when you place it down, if you're above it or below it, it still heals you. So, let's say you're in like a building or something, right? You can place a heal down, and this tricks people all the time. You can place a heal down, go above or below the building, and you'll still be getting healed, but they're not going to know that you're there at all. And maybe you can pull up a little, you know, sneak attack on them, and that's a really effective way to use heal. Now, a lot of people don't notice it at first. Alright, so on to these hacks, alright? Reveal, honestly, I honestly think it's probably one of the worst hacks in the game. Like, the thing about reveal is, it can help you at times, yeah, but you're gonna be fighting people all the time. There's, like, no point in this, really. Like, you're gonna be fighting people all the time. People usually don't camp in the game, so I wouldn't really suggest run reveal. Now, magnet is really good when it comes to catching people. Alright.
This will assist.
Let's say someone's running away. You can just hit them with that, line up your shots, and then
need to reload.
You got basically a free kill if you get some good shots on them. Like, and usually when people are running away, it's because they're low. So that's even more advantage to take with the magnet. I think it's really good, actually. And I kind of underestimated it at first, but I played with it more, and magnet can be pretty good. Invis is honestly good in solos and in squads, but I think it really dominates in solos. I feel like I really see it helping me out more in solos. I mean, it makes you literally completely invisible. The only thing people can see, or only thing people can do about heal, or, oh my god, I can't speak. Only thing people can do about reveal is hear your footsteps, which good players will hear them. So you kind of gotta be really good with your movements with it too. That's really all there is with Invis. People definitely should run it, like, definitely. Mine's really good too. Like, honestly, all the hacks are good in this game. The only thing I wouldn't recommend people grabbing really is reveal. Hacks, you can grab whatever you want, really. Like, they're so good. I think mine's another hack that, like, maybe does damage. Okay, no, it's just cooldown speed still. Alright. Max, it probably still upgrades its damage, I'm pretty sure. Slam does that too. Shockwave does that too. I forgot to mention that. But mine's just, it's a mine, and it just follows you. It can be scary sometimes. It doesn't do too much damage, but like it does a decent amount to where, you know, it can help you in battle. And then last but not least, we have a wall. I feel like wall's alright. It's actually pretty good because you can get high ground with it. You can block people off. But one thing I wouldn't recommend is using it in buildings because there's like a bug or like a glitch in the game to where if you use it in a building, it'll just not work. It'll cut it off and you still could get chased easily. So using it in buildings is not viable, but well, I'll run it sometimes. It helps a lot sometimes.
Evaluating.
But it's mainly for me, it's like I grab it at the start because I have nothing, and I change it out for maybe like a mine or armor or something, or heal later on. Now that's really it. I think we got through everything that I wanted to talk about. That's really it. Experiment yourself in here, alright? Because get used to your sensitivity, change your sensitivity, because I know it can be hard to aim and shit. So you need to kind of get that together in this game. And then kind of figure out what you like and what you dislike. This place is perfect for practicing. I'm glad they made it. And that's really all there is to this video. So I hope you guys had a good time watching. I hope you learned something. And remember, hit your damn shots, alright? I'll see you guys next time. Peace.